Welcome back, 60 Anomalies. It's been a long time. Today we're going to speak about 5 psycho-spiritual mechanisms to succeed that I use to succeed in every single aspect, and by the end of this video you will be able to use as well to succeed in every single aspect. So health, wealth, relationships. Listen carefully to the end of the video because the last principle and the last psycho-spiritual is the most powerful and the most important one. As always, take some notes, leave them in the comments, send them to me on Instagram. Have you noticed? I've bought new pens, and for your greatest pleasure, for us to create badass drawings. Cool. So, as a reminder for some of you that are new to this channel, my channel is dedicated to help you succeed in this lifetime, but also several lifetimes. This is something that we'll speak about today. The fact that you're an eternal soul. Most importantly, I want you to understand that I've basically gathered the top findings of neuroscience, psychobiology, quantum physics, metaphysics, the study of and the esoteric secrets of the universe, God potential, asymmetric upside, advanced business mentoring, and all of this that I'm sharing to you today on my YouTube channel is the conglomerate of over $250,000 invested in world-class mentors, over 300 books read, over 5 years of pure, insane obsession on all these topics, for you to leverage all of that to excel in health, wealth, relationships, but also happiness. Number 1, the placebo effect. Now, for those of you who know what the placebo effect is, I'm just going to remind you a bit what is the placebo effect and how you can actually use it for you to excel and elevate your finances, elevate every single aspect of your life. So as a reminder, right, the placebo effect has been discovered when basically scientists did an experiment where they put 2 groups of people that were sick or that had, for instance, a headache or anything like that, and they gave them 2 different pills, right? So for instance, you have one pill, right? And then you have the other pill. This pill has molecule to heal you. This other one is just a random pill. But both these groups were being said, or were being told, the pill will heal you. Okay? Same thing here. Pill will heal you. And what happened at the end, as a conclusion, well, this group became healthy. This group became healthy. Now, why is this so extremely important? Because this group obviously got the solution, the medical chemical solution. This one didn't get the medical solution, but still both got healthy. What does that tell you? It tells you that it's actually not the pill that heals you. It is your own belief that heals you. Okay? The placebo effect has proven that whatever you do in life, it is what you believe behind what you're doing that actually gets you the results. So the belief, your own belief system, this proves that your own belief system can not only heal you, right? Your own body and your own brain can heal you, but it can also heal your life. Let's say, for instance, what I mean by healing your life is you're not having the financial level that you desire or that you know you could be having. Let's say, for instance, you're a 6 to 7 figure entrepreneur and you're plateauing at 100K per month, let's say, and you want to get to the next level. Well, it tells you that you yourself can heal that aspect of your life to get to the next level. The belief system is all what is truly important, which is why your belief system allows you to not only heal your body, heal your life, heal your relationships. It's all a matter of your belief system, which is why you are an ultimate creator. You are the most powerful being in your life in this 3rd dimensional realm. You need to understand this. Your belief system dictates your reality. So this is why this YouTube channel tries to give you the best belief system that has helped me and over 440 clients that I've coached one-on-one to help them start, scale their life, and see success in every single aspect. Okay? Because obviously, after all this data, I've seen pattern, and I'm giving you all of the things that I've learned throughout the years for you to apply that to your life. Now, why is this important? Well, let's say we want to put the placebo effect under steroids. That's a syringe, because I know you guys love drugs. So let's say we are going to put the placebo effect under steroids. Can you guess what other effect or what other name is called the placebo effect under steroids? Like when you put the placebo effect under steroids, do you know what other effect it creates then? A stronger effect that has a beautiful impact on your reality. Oh yeah, by the way guys, forgot to tell you, we have a beautiful guest back back of the camera. So if you hear some noises, stuff like that, again, it's not ghosts, just that we have some people that like to follow my masterclasses live. You should be paying to be here, by the way. I'm gonna French, please. Yeah, so do you know what's the name of the effect of the placebo effect when you supercharge it, when you put it in under steroids? C'est-à-dire, c'est quoi le nom, l'autre effet, quand tu mets le placebo, l'effet placebo sous stéroïde? Putain, j'ai cru que j'étais pas en train de record. Quand tu mets le placebo sous stéroïde, c'est quoi comme autre effet?
J'ai pas le bon terme, je pense.
Okay. Maybe some of you guys know, but this is literally when you put placebo effect under a steroid, it becomes, well, it's one of the aspects, the pygmalion effect. What do I mean by that? The pygmalion effect is when you have an authority figure that tells you something, and you consider this person as an authority figure, what happens is you start to believe what this person says, because obviously it's an authority figure, right? You believe it. You believe it. The moment you believe it, what happens is it starts to rewire your brain. Your brain, and most importantly, a part of your brain or a mechanism in your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS, or the subconscious mind, starts to attract this in your reality. Okay? In your reality. This is the typical example, by the way. Whenever, let's say for instance, you wanted to buy a car. Let's say you wanted to buy a red car or a specific brand of a car. And then one day you go and buy the car, the red car, and then you start to see everybody having this same car, because now it's part of your identity. And the reticular activating system is a mechanism in your brain allowing you to filter through layers of reality. This is also, by the way, why we only see 0.0035% of the entirety of the electromagnetic spectrum, because we have incarnated as souls into this third dimensional realm as humans with a specific filter, okay? This is also something that we're going to speak about in later masterclasses, the scientific debate between the brain being a generator of consciousness or being a filter of consciousness. And the beautiful thing and the good news is that it's actually a filter. And the consciousness is non-local. Either way, so your brain is literally a filtering mechanism. So it only filters in your reality what you believe or what you consider as part of your identity. Now, you may say, okay, well, but it's quite limiting. But the thing is, if you were able to see all layers of reality, you wouldn't be able to focus, okay? So your brain is literally a filtering mechanism. Now, why is this so important? You start to believe it, so your subconscious mind and your reticular activating system starts to notice it in your reality, and therefore starts to attract it, meaning you start to experience it. You start to experience it, and therefore that reinforces your belief in the truth of the authority. Okay? And therefore, the next time the authority tells you something, then you believe it even more, and you start to attract it even more quickly, more powerful, and then you experience it even more, and therefore it reinforces. So that's the Pygmalion effect. Basically, the key here gonna try something here. Can you see? Okay, maybe not, but it's a key, okay? The key here, guys, is the initial belief. It's the belief itself, right? The belief itself. And this is why it's so powerful to hire mentors or coaches. By the way, my entire success is all due to the fact that I've invested so much money into mentors and coaches, because I've quantum jumped and quantum leaped every single time into new realities, into new levels of success. But so the thing is super important, because the belief itself is what matters most than the roadmap or the game plan that the coach or the mentor is giving you. Because the person can give you the best roadmap in the world. If you don't have the correct mindset to apply it or believe it can work for you, you won't therefore apply it and not even give it a try or give it a shot, and therefore it will never work for you. Which is why belief, the initial belief in yourself, in the fact that you can make this work, is the most important part when you hire a coach, when you hire a mentor or anything like that. And I'm speaking about mentors and coaches because most of you are high-level anomalies. You guys have some kind of success, and most of you have hired coaches and mentors before because you understand the fact that it's so crucial for your success to treat it like a champion. If you look at all the champions, all the NBA players, all the NFL players at the highest level, they have tutors, coaches, trainers, mentors, on every single aspect of their lives, because they treat their success like champions in general. Champions in general have masterminds helping them, people helping them succeed in every single aspect at a faster pace. So, quick tip, whenever you're choosing an authority figure to follow or a mentor or a coach, it's much more important to see if you align with the coach's or the mentor's value and vibration than the roadmap itself. Because if you align with the vibration and the value, you will believe it to work for you too, and this is the most important part. Okay, so that's number one. The thing that made me successful in every single aspect was leveraging the Pygmalion effect by hiring coaches, hiring mentors, and also at my own little level, placebo effect, believing that I could absolutely reach my goal. So for instance, let's say for instance you are at $83,000 per month, meaning $1 million a year, or 100K, or even 10K, 20K, 50K, whatever your income is right now. Ask yourself, what is the next income goal that I have? Okay, what is the direct next income goal? You need to start to believe that you can do it. Otherwise, no matter the blueprint, no matter the strategy, the marketing strategy, the sales tactic, or whatever you use, it's not going to work. It's the belief behind the action that will make it work, as the placebo effect proved and as the Pygmalion effect proved, okay? It's the belief behind the action. So it's the belief system. It's extremely important. Now, what is the second psycho-spiritual mechanism? It is something in quantum physics, observer effect. Now, why is it so important? You guys have heard me speak about the observer effect already in this YouTube channel, but why is this so freaking powerful? Let's break down reality, if you will. That's a body. If we break it down and we look at the more micro level, okay, I'm trying to. All right. There you go. That's supposed to be a brain, okay? I know it looks like Africa, but it's not. Okay, so that's an organ, okay? If we look at the even deeper level, then we have a cell with a mitochondria, cells. Then if we look at the even deeper level, we have macromolecules, okay? And if we look at the even deeper level, then we have molecules, right? And if we look at the even deeper level, you've guessed it, we have the atom. Now, the beautiful thing with the atom is something quite fancy and particular. When you look at the even deeper level than the atom, you have two states. you have a vibrational state on the subatomic level, and you have a particle state. Now, the thing is, the atom, oops, forgot to write atom here, atomic level. And this is subatomic, basically, subatomic level. Okay? The beautiful thing, though, is that this has been a puzzling debate for scientists since decades, like saying basically under the atom, no, it's particle, it's quartz, it's all of that, and others saying no, it's actually a vibration. It's actually something that vibrates. And the fact is, the observer effect, the experiment they did in quantum physics proved that you can collapse a vibration into a particle depending on if it gets observed or not. Okay? If somebody looks at the wave, it becomes a particle. If nobody looks at the wave, it still is a vibration. Now, why is this so interesting? Well, basically because they also found out that depending on the expectation of the observer, meaning the person looking at the wave, it will either stay a wave or become a particle. Okay? That's why it puzzles scientists since decades, because reality means that reality is dual. It's basically both are true. The wave aspect of things is true, and the particle aspect is true as well. Now, why is this important for us when we want to excel and have abundance, prosperity in every single aspect? Well, because what they also found out is that it depends, this aspect of reality depends on the observer itself, but it depends most importantly on the observer's expectations. So, if the observer expected to see a wave, they saw a vibration, they saw a wave. If they expected to see a particle, they saw a particle. What does that tell you then? It means that your expectation, your consciousness, how you perceive the world, therefore your identity, determines what you collapse into reality. Because this literally means from a subtle plane, because vibration exists on subtle planes, from a subtle plane to a first degree of physical reality. So your expectation, your identity, your consciousness determines the level of collapsing into reality. What does that tell you? Basically, it proves that identity, consciousness, or expectations creates your reality. Because in addition to this beautiful experience that they've done, they also noticed that there cannot be one, well, let's call this an event or a reality, right? Let's call this a reality. There cannot be one reality without a corresponding observer. Okay? So, at the moment, one observer with his identity, his consciousness, and his expectations wants to see something, he's going to see it. Another observer wants to see another thing, he's going to see it as well. So basically, the reality is literally linked, intertwined with the observer. Your reality is literally intertwined with the way you observe your reality, your consciousness, your expectations, your identity. Do you realize how powerful this is? It literally means that if you change your identity, you will change your reality. If you elevate your consciousness, you will change your reality. Because when I say consciousness, identity is basically you can intertwine. It's like the same thing. Meaning that when you elevate your expectations, you elevate reality. This is extremely powerful because that gives you an overall view of the underlying fabric of reality, allowing you to, at your level, mold that. And we'll speak about parallel universe a tiny bit. I know some of you guys are excited about us speaking about parallel universes. I'll do an entire masterclass about that. But today we're going to speak about parallel universe, the multi-world model, which basically states that for each identity, there is each reality. So this guy who expected to see the wave, there is a version of him that also saw in a parallel universe the particle. I just gave you a bit of a trailer here, a bit of a spoiler, just for you guys to understand. We're going to speak about something really deep. So identity creates reality. So they're basically the reality that you desire. Why I'm saying that? Because the reality that you desire, let's say for instance, you want a supercar, you want to make $2 million a month, you want a Russian girlfriend, I don't know. The reality that you want is linked to a specific type of identity that you need to develop. Otherwise, you will never be able to have reality. Because what is the dimension of influence between those two that you have? Can you change reality? No. Because from quantum physics, from spirituality, all reality have been created by God. So you cannot necessarily create reality. You cannot do that. It's simply by you controlling yourself and shifting yourself that you can then shift reality. So change first yourself, then you will change reality. And that's pretty good news, because that means that you only need to focus on bettering yourself, and naturally the world will mirror that and follow that. Now, the third psycho-spiritual mechanism, honestly one of the most important one, the holographic principle. Simply said, everything is linked. CIA. The CIA actually declassified a secret. Yeah, it's supposed to be an eagle. And yeah, either way. It's supposed to be an eagle, okay? You know, freedom, America. She told me, like, she said, like, it looks like a fucking pigeon. But either way, so CIA, right? CIA, what they did is that they recently declassified a study that they've done that was basically technically esoteric, right? Because remember, esoteric means the knowledge for the select few. Exoteric means the knowledge for the masses. So always, if you're looking to have more success in life, go against the masses, right? So, in another term, seek esoteric knowledge rather than esoteric knowledge. When you see everybody, that's why Warren Buffett's entire philosophy about investing was going against the flow, right? When people are greedy, right, you invest. When people invest, you are greedy. Because wherever the masses go, you need to go to the opposite direction, because the masses has mediocre result, and 99% of people are the masses, part of the mediocre masses. So either way, so you need to seek esoteric knowledge. So esoteric knowledge is the knowledge for the select few. Now they've declassified that, so it became exoteric knowledge, because it's basically now is accessible to everybody. I'll pull a screenshot or post editing, or I'll put the declassified in the link in bio. But basically, the CIA declassified a study that they've done, proving or stating that the universe is holographic, meaning that everything is linked, right? Whatever you can find in the micro, you can find in macro, and whatever you can find in the macro, you can find in the micro. So the CIA declassified that. There's also, let me put a beautiful, this one or this one, blue. There's a principle called quantum entanglement, which basically states that every atom of the universe is linked, okay? So for instance, if you increase or you change the atom, this one, this entangled atom will also change whatever the distance in the universe, okay? So why is this powerful? Because they've also proved that in science, right? So this is quantum physics. So that's science. Quantum physics by quantum entanglement, that the universe is, everything is linked, okay? So that's quantum entanglement, QE, proving that everything is linked. And in spirituality, for spirituality, I'm going to take purple. In spirituality, there is the aspect of consciousness. What all spiritual texts have intuitively downloaded from the infinite intelligence and translated for the masses, or for the people that are looking to elevate themselves, is basically so that's supposed to be an ocean, okay, with waves. And then This is you. Basically, you're a droplet in the ocean. And the rest of all of this is consciousness. So the spiritual text, basically what they've said is that everything is consciousness, and you are droplets of consciousness in an infinite ocean of consciousness. So because you are water and the things around you, everything is around you is water as well. Metaphor, right? Water. Well, you're linked with everything, right? You are the same, from the same source as everything. What you think you see separation, you think me and this whiteboard is separate, but it's just an illusion of the third dimensional realm. It's a separation illusion. We are actually the same consciousness, we're the same entity, but just vibrating at different frequencies, okay? So everything is consciousness. They've proven that consciousness is the source of reality itself. And it also makes sense with the previous psycho-spiritual mechanism that we've just talked about, observer effect. Identity equals reality, because if you change the identity, if you change the expectation, if you change the consciousness, then you change the reality, because consciousness is the source of reality, okay? So, this is what was proven in spirituality, okay? So, basically, everything is linked. Now, why is this important for you and your life? Well, if everything is linked and how you do one thing is how you do everything, that means that whatever you do in life, you need to develop what I call an impeccable attitude. Okay? Because if you have an impeccable attitude, it's part of your identity, right? You treat everything as the same, as one. The way you treat your body is the way you treat your business. The way you treat your business is the way you treat your body. The way you treat your relationship is the way you treat your clients. The way you treat your prospect is the way you treat your parents, etc. Everything is linked. So it makes sense for us then to start to develop an impeccable attitude in every single aspect of our lives. Now, why is this so important? Well, because the language of the universe, another blue. Well, the language of the universe, new pen, that's why. Don't believe I'm I don't have any strength. The language of the universe, let me do some squats here. What do you think is the language of the universe? C'est quoi le langage de l'univers à ton avis?
Les synchronicités. Enfin, il y a plusieurs langages de l'univers.
So, do you think that the language of the universe is French? Est-ce que tu penses que c'est le français? So, it's not French. Wow. Are you racist? Why doesn't the universe speak French? So you're a racist. Wow, you're a racist of the French. Baguette, baguette. Okay, wow. Do you and then the universe, does it speak English then? Does it speak English? No. No? Okay, wow. So it doesn't speak English. So fish and chips, il peut aller se faire foutre, genre. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't speak English. Okay. Does it speak Arabic? Right? The Muslims. Arabic. Does the universe speak Arabic?
No.
That's racist. So he doesn't speak Arabic?
No. No.
I didn't say it. She did. Okay. So doesn't speak Arabic. Okay. Does it speak then Aramaic? Does it speak Aramaic? That's the language of Jesus. He spoke Aramaic. Because there's Jesus, I don't know. Huh? Now.
Non, parce que Jésus c'est juste un titre spirituel.
Jésus ou Christ?
Christ.
Oh, il s'agirait d'écouter, hein? Okay, so. C'est la garderie ici. So, Aramaic or no? Guys, please help her because now it's crazy. I mean, really. Là. Okay, so. Okay, so bon, it's not Aramaic. It's taking too much. It's too long time. So it's not Aramaic, even though Jesus. Je veux bien que tu me récupères en faisant un tour, s'il te plaît. Jesus spoke Aramaic, but it's still not Aramaic, that the universe speaks. Now, maybe you guys are going to say, okay, well, it's maybe Hebrew then, right? Because the ancient Hebrew is ancient Hebrew and words of the ancient Hebrew is usually very much linked to symbolism and the fabric of reality itself. Sorry to tell you guys, it's not Hebrew. The universe speaks in vibration. Energy, vibration, and frequency, which is why Nikola Tesla said, if you want to discover the secrets of the universe, you need to think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. Okay? So it speaks in vibration. Now, why is this so important? How do we focus on elevating our vibration? Vibration can also be retranslated as your emotional state, because your emotional state is one of the main factors that determines your vibration. So your emotional state, that's why as a guy who was huge into the red pill before, the fuck your feelings approach works for certain areas of your life. But it doesn't work if you want to align yourself with your God self, because your emotional state and your feelings are indicators and signals from your higher self, your soul, that either something is going on or that you should be going in another way, okay? So your emotional state is how you vibrate and how the universe speaks to you and responds to you. So the goal then is to keep a high emotional state, high vibration, okay? High vibration. Now, high and strong vibration. And usually, if you look at the map of consciousness, I'll put it here. If you look at the map of consciousness, one of the highest vibration and emotional states is love. Now, you may say, okay, well, what determines a high vibration compared to a low vibration? They've done experiments where they've literally calculated the hertz. A frequency is basically measured in hertz, and they've calculated the hertz of different emotional states. And that's why, for instance, love is higher than anger, and one of the biggest vibration is authenticity. When you're truly authentic, meaning that you're 100% aligned with your highest self and what your soul is trying to experience in this third dimensional realm reality, then you vibrate at such a high level that you attract your tribe, you attract better opportunities, which is why, for instance, streamers or influencers that are extremely authentic, that don't care whatever you think, don't care about the opinions of others, usually they're very authentic and they attract great things in their life. So that's why we say, for all my personal brand clients, be authentic with your higher self. Not be authentic right now with all your insecurities and your flaws. Remove that, reprogram the subconscious mind to remove all of this, but align yourself with your authentic self, higher self. Now, so one of the high vibration would be love. Love plus confidence, for instance. Why? Because I often say to all my clients, when it comes to elevating their prosperity level and income level, or breaking through a plateau, it's not the smartest person that makes the most amount of money. It is the most confident person, which is exactly why you have 17, 16-year-old on social media right now. Truly, it's not fake. I've met them and I've mentored some of them, making 100, 200, 300, 500, $1 million a month. I forgot the K. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500K to $1 million to several $1 million a month. Why? Because they're not necessarily smarter. They of course have a tangible skills and they're working on themselves and self-actualizing every single day, but it's most importantly the confidence aspect of things. Okay? So love aspect, why is love so important? Because it's one of the highest emotional state, and when you operate from a place of love, as I'm doing now, for instance, I don't need to do these videos, right? It's more of a passion for me, and coaching people at that time in my life, it's more of a passion. But I'm doing that out of love because I feel so good about myself, and I want to share the knowledge that I've accumulated and the skills that I've gathered throughout the years to help you guys, some of you guys that are actually serious in taking action. So love frequency can be seen as love can be seen as the level of the high frequency, and the confidence can be seen as the strength of the signal. Because the more certain and confident and convicted you are, the more clear in your mind you are about where you want to go and what you attract in your life, and therefore the signal is much more clear for the universe, okay? Because whenever you're, for instance, going to the restaurant, if you're not confident about your choice, the waiter will wait. He will wait for you to make a choice, decide what you want. But if you're confident in your decision, the order will be more streamlined, right? You want the steak. You want the steak, nothing else, just the steak. Boom. Then the waiter can go and get your order in the kitchen. But if you're unconfident about your decision, you're like, I don't know if I want the steak, the fish, the fucking vegan meal, the waiter is going to sit there and wait for your fucking order. And that's the same thing with the universe, okay? You need to operate from a place of love, because from a place of love, then you can be more creative, you're not stressed. If you haven't watched the video about how to unlock your genius self, you know that when you're stressed and you're fearful, on the lowest level of frequency, you operate from a place of reptilian brain, preventing you from tapping into imagination, neocortex, and advanced lucid level of thinking. So the best thing is for you to operate from a place of love, of yourself, of others, of the universe. And one of the last psycho-spiritual principle is going to 100% allow you to unlock unconditional love for the universe. And that's going to be a game changer in your life. Love plus confidence. Is it clear so far? C'est clair jusqu'à maintenant?
Yes.
Perfect.
Mais,
Yeah.
speak baguette.
Yes, big baguette, go.
Ils ne se rendent peut-être pas compte que tout ce que tu montres là et ce que tu apprends, plus ils l'intègrent et ils l'utilisent dans leur vie, plus ça leur aidera sur toute leur autre vie, toutes les incarnations qu'ils ont.
Gotcha. So what she said basically, bro, those new pens, honestly, what's the brand? I'm not gonna shout you out, but I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna give you like a 1-star on TripAdvisor. Yeah, so what she just said was like, maybe you guys don't realize that everything that I'm teaching you right now is not necessarily going to just serve you in this lifetime, but also in several lifetimes. And again, listen to the end, take some notes, because the last psycho-spiritual mechanism is going to make sense, and it's going to allow you to unlock unconditional love for this universe and remove all stress and all fears in your life, because death is not the end. Death is actually fake. You're going to reincarnate, and you're going to have thousands of different lifetimes as you had before. So this is what she said. She's like, basically, maybe you guys don't realize, but all of this that I'm trying to do in this YouTube channel is not for you just to excel in every single aspect in this lifetime, for you to be a multidimensional individual in this lifetime. My goal is also for you to raise your consciousness, because consciousness, the level of consciousness and level of vibration and frequency stays after death, for you to help you in other lifetimes, other incarnations, other dimensions, basically. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know I look crazy, Super Saiyan with my bandana, but don't worry, everything is going to make sense. And quantum physics, deep hypnosis, and all of this has proven what I'm speaking of. Cool, thank you. Welcome. Okay, so this is the third one. Now we're going to speak about the fourth one. And then, yeah, I know, suspense, you guys want to have the last one, the fifth one. Bro, I really need like a new scrap, huh? C'est de la merde. I really need like a new, how do you say in English? Un effaceur? A new, either way, you guys, a new remover, right?
Mais c'est plus tu mets du produit,
Max.
plus.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, we have some private jokes on this channel, and one of my clients, Max, apparently he's an expert in whiteboard. But the more I put this type of product, the more like the color stays. So what I need to do is basically, from what he tells me, I need to kind of like one time really clean the board with some hot water. Bro, genre je leur donne des conseils de grand-mère en fait. Genre welcome to grand-mère channel. Bon.
Oh, ça peut faire.
Non, stop. no, stop. While I do that, can you bring me... Attends, il est quelle heure? What time is it?
4 heures.
I can't take a coffee. Because don't take coffee after 2 p.m. otherwise you can't sleep.
Do you want water?
Water? Yeah, I want to... Oh, I want some water, please. Please give me some water. Thank you. Cheers. Yeah, fourth psycho-spiritual mechanism that made me successful in every single aspect and I helped 440 plus clients of mine become successful in every single aspect is the winning effect. Woo! Everybody's so excited! Winning effect, yay! Okay, so let's reverse engineer that. The winning effect. Some people in life are called lucky or have luck. But what is truly luck? Luck means that you're winning all the time, right? That's basically what luck is. You win all the time. Now, what does it mean to win all the time? It means that you have entered the winning effect or winning frequency, okay? But what does it mean to enter the winning effect, or how do you enter the winning effect and the winning frequency? Well, it's because you have a winning momentum. Now you're gonna ask me like, oh, but how do I enter the winning momentum? Well, thought you would never ask. That means if you have a winning momentum, it means stacking wins, right? Because momentum is just win after win after win, right? So stacking wins. Now, what does it mean to stack wins, right? Stacking wins for the subconscious and the universe, plus universe, is really and truly vibrational alignment. What does it mean to vibrationally align? You need to align your dimensions of influence, what I call dimensions of influence. Dimensions of influence. And your dimensions of influence, really and truly, are the things that you can control. You're a multi-dimensional individual, but you can only control a few things. You can control T, F, W, D. Okay? So here, it's your thoughts, your feelings, or your emotions, your words, and your deeds. You need an alignment on all these dimensions of influence. Okay? Problem is, most people are not aligned. They're not aligned thought-wise, feeling-wise, words-wise, and deed-wise. Okay? I'm going to give you an example. If, let's say, you think to yourself, okay, I know I need to do this. I need to do something. And then you feel anxious or stressed, or you start to overthink, you have trouble sleeping or anything like that. It's because it's your body and your soul telling you you should do better. You know you're not doing the things that you know you should be doing. The reason you're overthinking, first and foremost, overthinking is a symptom of fear, because if you truly believe that the universe and God has the best plan for you, you wouldn't fear. You wouldn't be fearful. This is why it's written in the Bible over 360 times, do not be afraid or do not fear, or variations of this sentence. It's because fear is nonsensical and overthinking is a symptom of fear. And overthinking also happens because you're not doing the things that you know you should be doing. So start building that momentum, start doing the things that you know you should be doing. So for instance, a thought would be, I need to do this. The feeling would be, okay, you're excited or you're stressed or you're anxious because you know you need to do this. The word would be basically telling yourself, right? Telling others or telling yourself. Telling yourself is an example of writing a to-do list. Telling others would say, okay, you promise to others, I will do this today, and then you do it. This is how you align your dimensions of influence, okay? Because that's the mental plane, that's the emotional / spiritual plane, and that's the physical plane. You need to align all these dimensions of influence. If you don't do this, don't expect you to build winning momentum, winning effect, winning frequency, and winning all the time, and luck. I have an example of one guy in my DM. He's been in my DMs for like 3 years now. And for 3 years, he said, yeah, I'll start with your mentorship. I'll start on Monday. I'll start on Monday. And the fact that maybe he's not aware of this, but the fact that he's saying all of this is he's never actually going through and following through his word with correct deeds, he's actually shooting himself in the foot because the universe and his subconscious mind cannot trust him anymore. Because the subconscious mind takes notes of every single time you're not doing the things that you know you should be doing. And the universe, same thing. The universe you cannot fool the universe because everything is consciousness, remember. I am consciousness, your consciousness, this reality is consciousness. So you cannot fool consciousness because you know that you're not doing the things that you know you should be doing. So by you trying to fool and lie to the universe and consciousness, how can consciousness give you the reality that you want? It's impossible. So it's better for you to be honest. Never lie to others. Never lie to yourself by saying you're going to do something and not following through. It's better for you to have a few tasks that you know you will do in a matter of life or death in one day than you rather having like 30 tasks and not checking off all the tasks that you need to do. Okay? Extremely important. Dimensions of influence. Because this, when you align those dimensions of influence, you're going to build self-trust plus self-reliance. Your subconscious mind is going to now become your best ally because most of you having your mind that is your worst enemy is really truly your subconscious mind because your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of what you think, feel, say, or do on a daily basis as automatisms. So if you don't reprogram your subconscious mind, then obviously it's going to be your worst enemy. You're trying to go in a direction and you constantly self-sabotage. So one step back, one step forward, two step back. Most of you, that's why you're stuck at a plateau, income plateau, for instance, even though you're a 6 to 7 figure entrepreneur. By the way, if you're a 6 to 7 figure entrepreneur or professional and you're looking to excel in every single aspect and quantum jump in your godlike reality to skyrocket your prosperity, your health, your relationships, DM me on I am Hugo Christensen, the word mentor, or click and book a call in the link in the description. But when you build self-trust and self-reliance, then obviously over time you're going to have your subconscious mind, which is directly linked to the universe, by the way, work in your favor. And this is how progressively over time, by you doing the things that you know you should be doing, you're going to build luck. So I have an exercise for you guys that I want you to do. Take notes. Exercise that I want you to do for the next 7 days, and it's going to change your life, I can guarantee you. For the next 7 days, I want you to reduce the to-do lists that you have, that you put yourself every single day. Maximum 3 things, but 3 needle-moving activities, the things that are going to move the needle the right way, okay, for your business, for your health, for your life in general, for your prosperity. For only 7 days. And treat this to-do list for the next 7 days as life or death. Meaning, if you put yourself to do 3 things, even though you need to go to bed at 2 a.m. to finish off these tasks, you do them. If you do this over time, you're going to build so much confidence in yourself. Your subconscious mind is going to be your best ally. And then what's happening? Well, obviously, it's going to be having a badass ripple effect because you're going to build self-trust. That's going to basically align your dimensions of influence. This is going to basically signals that you're constantly winning to the subconscious and to the universe. Therefore, obviously, you're stacking up wins. From there, you're building winning momentum, entering the winning effect, winning all the time, and then people will call you lucky. Okay, this is literally reverse engineering luck. This is how you create your own luck. Okay, do this for 7 days. Come back to me after 7 days, doing exactly all of this, life or death, in a matter of life or death. Put them in the comments and tell me how you feel and how lucky you've become, because now, because you're lucky and you've done these things, you start to attract better things in your life, okay? Last psycho-spiritual principle or mechanism that is the most important of them all. 5. Roulement de tambour. Okay.
Après, je peux ramener la batterie ici pour faire tout.
This is a psycho-spiritual mechanism that I've invented and that I've coined after having coached and helped all those people, and in 9 years or 8 years of pure personal development, 5 years of pure business, then neuroscience, psychobiology, quantum physics, metaphysics, God potential, the study of NDEs, and basically my obsession for discovering the secrets of the universe. Because as I was little, I was always so passionate about understanding why we're here, what's the secrets of the universe, and everything is linked to and here. So your mind and your soul. Cool. So basically, this is helping you quantum jump as much as possible to your godlike reality. What do I mean by godlike reality? Basically, instead of calling it a dream reality, like most bullshitters or most people out there, we're going to call it godlike reality, because a dream, for most, they think that it's unachievable. That's why it's a dream. No, it's something that if you have the belief and if you apply everything that I'm telling you in this YouTube channel, in this YouTube video, these YouTube videos and this YouTube channel, then it's not going to be a dream. It's going to be an objective that you're going to reach very soon. So the goal for you is to have a clear image of your godlike reality. What do I mean by godlike reality? It's basically your dream reality, but we're going to call it godlike reality. So you need to be clear on, okay, what is the top level reality that I'm trying to attract? From there on out, because of everything that we've talked about, you know that identity equals reality, so that obviously stems that we need to develop a godlike identity. Cool. Now, how do we develop a godlike identity? Well, we need to be embodying our God self, right? So God, self, embodiment, right? Cool. So now we have 3 steps because we reverse engineer the godlike reality creation that we're trying to have here. Now, what does it mean to be embodying our God self? If you look at all the study of NDEs, the people that have died, that had a glimpse of spiritual dimensions and came back to the earth dimension and reported what they saw, there's a very common theme which is saying that spirituality, or the spiritual realms, or the creator, or the energy of the above is pure unconditional love. And it makes sense because God is love. If you read the sacred text and the divine text from a high level of consciousness and high level of frequency and high level of understanding, you will actually understand that God is love. God is not, punitive. It is not angry. God is love. And when you look at nature, even with our 0.0035% perspective, so the visible spectrum, what we can see with our eyes, even though we see a tiny dot on an infinitely large wall, when you look at nature, can't you see the abundance? How many leaves is there on every single tree? How many fruits every single summer fall from trees without ever getting eaten? The universe is abundant. It's just that you need to train your mind to look it. Remember, your belief system creates your reality. Most of you have been programmed by society, your parents, and your unsuccessful friends to see life as hard, see life and operate from a place of scarcity, when really and truly the universe is filled with abundance. Train yourself to look at the abundance of the world, whether it's the fruits, whether it's the flowers, whether it's the colors, whether it's the creation of humanity. There is abundance everywhere. By the way, a quick tip that I can give you, if you live in a city, just walk through the main street of the city and try to place a price tag on every single building. You're literally every single day walking through billions of dollars every single day. This is also an exercise for you to reprogram your subconscious mind and reprogram yourself to see the abundance everywhere. So now, from what I've said, what are characteristics of God? Well, God is love, which makes sense with the map of consciousness, right? In the highest level of consciousness, and He is abundance, right? Otherwise, He would not have created this infinite universe in other infinite universes and the multiverse, etc., etc., etc. Oh yeah, by the way, all of the quantum reality effect is based on the multi-world model. Okay? The multi-world model is basically a model from quantum physics stating that for every single thought, every single emotion, every single word, every single action that you take, you create every single time an infinite amount of reality. Remember what we spoke about in the observer effect. Identity creates reality. Depending on your identity, you create a different reality. And because God is all powerful, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent, He created all realities. So you yourself, you're not really creating your reality, you're more so revealing an already existing identity, or already existing reality, sorry. And for you to quantum jump into that reality, remember we said that every single reality has a frequency, has a consciousness, has a vibration and a feeling and an emotion attached to it. So you need to change your identity to create your reality. Cool. But all reality, what this multi-world model states, is basically that there is an infinite amount of versions of you. So there's the broke you, the thief you, the beggar you, the multimillionaire you, the 1K per month you, the 50K per month you, the 100K per month you, the $2 million per month you, the weird guy you, the billionaire you. There's an infinite amount of you into parallel universes. And as you know, you're not creating anything, you're quantum jumping and revealing certain types of reality depending on your consciousness, depending on your identity. So now that we have that out of the way, the goal for you see, it makes sense. This is your reality that exists in another parallel universe where you have the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, whatever you want, right? The $300 million villa. That's your godlike reality that you're striving towards. You need the corresponding identity because we know by quantum physics and the multi-world model that those are linked. Now let's work on your godlike identity and embodiment. The best version of yourself is going to be the one with the highest level of consciousness and highest level of frequency, therefore love and operating from a place of abundance. Now, how? This is what I call quantum vibration. Basically, what is the most powerful and best type of vibration conglomerate for you to attract and develop the identity as soon as possible, the godlike identity as soon as possible. So that's quantum vibration. Okay? And now how do you develop, for instance, love? So love, the psychology behind this is self-love, right? You can only develop love for outside yourself if you yourself first love yourself. Because you cannot give to the world what you don't give yourself, right? Which is why people who don't love themselves cannot really truly give a true unconditional love to the world or others, because you need first to fill your own cup. Otherwise, you're operating from a place of scarcity. You're operating from a place of lack. Again, the universe is a mirror, gives you back what you are. So you need to first love yourself. So obviously, that means taking care of your body, taking care of your health, taking care of your mind, giving yourself reason to love yourself, even though you shouldn't have reasons to love yourself. The fact that you're not loving yourself today is because you've been programmed not to love yourself by the humanistic society and worldview. But really and truly, you're unconditional love at the soul spirit level. And God is also unconditional love. He loves you unconditionally. Unconditionally. And this is literally what they've proven in MDEs, okay? Unconditional love. When some of them had a glimpse and grabbed a bit of the spiritual dimension and understood that we are always looked out for. Guardian angel is our real things, okay? Guardian angel, God is love, unconditional love, and He loves you. And from that perspective, it's easier as well for you to take more risks because you know that anyway you're going to be taken care of, okay? And it's better for you to develop that type of thinking and belief system. Again, remember placebo effect, pygmalion effect, belief system equals reality, healing your reality, healing your body. It's better for you to develop that belief system, which is the opposite of paranoia. It's pronoia. Develop pronoia. Pronoia is literally thinking that the universe consistently conspires in your favor. The moment you start to believe this is the moment, weirdly enough, you start to increase the synchronicities, the miracles, and the luck that you'll receive in your life. Cool. Love, self-love. Now, a little hack that I can give you when you've already worked a bit more on yourself is what I like to do, because it allows me to feel more loving, is doing a few rounds, so usually 3 to 4, of Wim Hof breathing meditation. For those of you who are new to this, start with 2, 3, and then work your way up to 4, even 5, 6, 7, depending on how your body feels. Now we're all different. We all have a different psychobiology with different avatars, different bodies, right? So for me, it works. Maybe it's not going to work. Try it out after this session. You can find it on YouTube, and then see how you feel afterwards. Usually what I do, and when I do them, I feel better. Why? Because the Wim Hof technique in of itself hyper-oxygenates or gives a lot of oxygen to your body. Now it's important to know that your body is comprised of 61% of the atom of oxygen, or rather the molecule, because it's not one atom. So rather 61% of oxygen. Okay? Now, why is this so important? Well, because that also makes sense why hyperbaric chambers, basically like a chamber in which you lie and they saturate the air in that chamber in oxygen, why hyperbaric chambers work so well to heal people. Hyperbaric chambers. For instance, it has helped heal the PTSD of veterans. So if you are some veterans watching this video, maybe give it a try. Give it a try on the hyperbaric chamber, because it literally saturates your body and your brain of oxygen. It has helped veterans with PTSD or people in general with PTSDs. It has also helped a little girl save herself from being amputated. Basically, the story, to make it quick, she fell into an ice hole, basically, where her leg got stuck in the ice for several hours, and so therefore there was no blood circulation. When the rescue team came and saved her, what happened was that her leg had turned purple, and so they were wondering if they, needed to amputate her. But what she did is she went into a hyperbaric chamber, and progressively over time, with the saturation of oxygen, the leg became pink again and then became skin color again. And why does this work? Well, basically because you know that your body is a beautiful machine. It regenerates depending on your metabolism, depending on your vibration and your frequency. Masterclass for another time. But depending on all of this, frequency, metabolism, and vibration, it regenerates itself either in 1 year, 3 years, or 7 years. Okay? Every single 7 years minimum, you have a new body. Okay? And depending on your vibration, you accelerate that regeneration or not. The cells that I have on my body right now are new ones, are not the same ones that I had a year ago. Okay? Because your body is constantly regenerating the cells. And it makes sense then, because your body is, the majority of the molecules and the atoms of your body is oxygen. If you saturate with the atomic nutriments that your body needs to regenerate itself, then it makes sense that it regenerates quickly, right? It takes all the resources it needs to regenerate, okay? So this is why, for me, Wim Hof works, because it's a way for me to saturate myself in oxygen and therefore remove the potential bodily or mental deficiencies in oxygen that I may have. And that helps me operating from a place of love for a few hours afterwards, okay? So that's a little trick. You let me know again in the comment section if that's something that works for you. But if it doesn't, then again, we're all different, so don't force it. Now, abundance. Okay, quantum vibration, just to finish off with abundance. How do you develop an abundance mindset? Really and truly, abundance mindset is your natural state. But the thing is, you've been programmed to believe in this opposite, meaning the scarcity mindset. The psychology behind this, on how to reprogram your mind to accept the abundance of the world, is to get rid of any type of scarcity mindset which is linked to fear. And the root cause of all fear is the fear of death. But when you realize that death is fake, is quote unquote fake, because it's really more so a transition, death is fake, then you have nothing to worry about, because you're not just a human body that is going to live for 80 years. You're actually an immortal, eternal, and infinite soul that has incarnated in this avatar, or this vehicle, if you like, to live a certain experience. It's the same thing as a car. You use a vehicle to get from point A to point B, but you're not the car. When the car breaks down, you're not breaking down, you're shifting the car. It's the same thing with the soul. You're not the body. The body is a vehicle for you to experience certain types of stuff that your soul wanted to experience. Okay? And by the way, death being fake has been proven in quantum physics, right? And also the law of thermodynamics, stating that energy is never destroyed, it's only transmuted and transformed, and it changes forms. So consciousness, energy, the soul, life force is this energy that constantly just changes form. So it has been proven in quantum physics. It has been proven in NDEs, so people, near-death experiences, people who have died, access to the infinite intelligence and the infinite library, because on the spiritual plane there is an infinite library with all the knowledge potential, all the potential knowledge, and therefore some of the religious and spiritual in ancients of all call it the Akashic records, where you have a book of your different lives and you have the book of all knowledge, for instance, and all experiences. So people who have died and then came back, they reported basically that death is not the end, that there is an afterlife, so there's nothing to worry about. But don't focus too much on afterlives or back lives or anything like that. It's best for you to be aware of this knowledge, help you chill out, and use this to develop abundance and love, because at the end of the day, you're immortal, you're eternal, and your soul is infinite. Okay, you're part of the divine, you're part of the infinite. And consciousness is everywhere, omnipresent, infinite. So, NDEs reported back that there is an afterlife. And this is, by the way, in the NDEs, some of scientists of you may say, yeah, no, but it's hallucination of the brain producing DMT right before you die. That's what we thought until recently with the works of Dr. Bruce Grayson and Dr. Eben Alexander, if you want to look them up, basically stating that there is some types of NDEs where the heart still functions, but the brain is completely dead. So therefore, and they still come back with crazy, ultra-real stories of spiritual realms. That means that your brain, when it's dead, it cannot imagine, because the part of the brain responsible for your imagination is absolutely dead. These are the specific type of NDEs that proved basically that there is an afterlife after death. Quantum physics has proven that as well. And last but not least, people, the work of, what's her name again? I'll get it. But the work of a lady, Dolores Cannon, basically who helped people get into deep hypnosis. These people, deep hypnosis, were able to access basically the records in their subconscious mind, the records of their past lives, and they tap into their higher self. And basically they've in the deep hypnosis, the patients stated that they were people in ancient lives with certain facts that have then been proven to be actual. So either way, all of this to say that death is fake, okay? This is my very short, compelling argument from quantum physics, NDEs, and deep hypnosis experiments that death is fake. And from that point of view, and that knowing that you're eternal immortal, you can chill out. You can chill the fuck out, and you can then see the abundance in of itself of your existence, because you have always existed and you will always exist. So therefore, you can start building that abundance. Now, to finish off, so that quantum vibration, now you're starting to embody your God self. That's phenomenal. What you're going to do then, after the quantum vibration, let me just remove a bit of all of this, so we have some space to give you the last two concepts. Ça va? T'es fatigué? I know it's a bit, there's a lot of knowledge, huh? So, okay, cool. There we go. So, now that the quantum vibration has been taken care of, so love plus abundance, right? On a consistent daily basis, what you're going to do then, you're going to create your quantum prosperity movie. Prosperity movie. By the way, take notes, because I'm literally giving you parts of the sauce that my clients pay me multiple 5 figures for in my coachings and mentorship, okay? So you're going to create a quantum prosperity movie Basically, it's going to be a first degree of physicalization of your desired reality. You need to be extremely clear of what you want for your future, even though timing is an illusion. What you want to achieve in life. Because if your signal and your mind is not set on a clear order, the universe won't know what to give you. So, how do we create a quantum prosperity movie and what is it? I want you to go on platforms with beautiful images. It could be Pinterest, for instance, and you get 10 to 20 pictures that represent how your life will look like in the near future, or what's the godlike reality wanting to look like. 10 to 20 pictures. Make sure that it's not, they're all congruent. They're all going in the same way, meaning that you cannot download a picture of you having a mansion and then downloading a picture of a homeless person, you being a homeless. It doesn't make sense, right? You need to be going in the same direction. So make sure that all the 10 to 20 pictures are synchronized and in line. You're gonna download these into a folder that you're gonna call Prosperity Box. And then you're gonna find a hypnotic music that you like with a certain rhythm without lyrics, okay? So those are the pics. And then music, hypnotic music that you like. And what you're gonna do every single day when you wake up is you're gonna select all these 10 to 20 pictures in your folders. You're gonna, on Mac it's quick look, on HP, on the computer is like presentation. Basically you're gonna put them in a presentation and activating the music with the rhythm, you're gonna shift the picture. And that's going to create a hypnotic sense and a hypnotic reprogrammation of your mind, because you're gonna saturate your mind with positive, beautiful images that represent the reality that you're trying to quantum jump into, okay? Do this for 7 days and you'll see. All my clients tell me like, I feel so good when I do this. And last but not least, you're gonna do a quantum physicalization. This is also a fun exercise that you're going to do. Here, because you have now reprogrammed your mind with the godlike reality, what you're going to do now is you're going to act as if the godlike reality is already there. So, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. You're going to understand and you're going to do your own version. For instance, the villa that you want, let's say you want a villa in Miami. You're going to go on Zillow and look at villas in Miami, for instance, right? With a certain budget. Let's say, for instance, it's like above $2 million, right? You're going to search the filter and you're going to go through villas as if you were about to buy one. Same thing for your car. You're going to go, so the same thing with your car. You're going to go onto the supercar website and you're going to configure your car as if you were about to buy it. Same thing with, for instance, the material watch, right? All of this is more so material. So for instance, on the watch, right? You go on the Audemars Piguet website or anything like that and you configure your watches as if you were to buy them. Basically, all of this to say that quantum physicalization, you need to truly enter your successful self. You need to start hang out in places that your successful self will hang out into. And you need to start to think, feel, speak, and act as your already successful self. So for instance, let's say in your godlike reality, you're worth 200 million, let's say. Well, you need to start embodying that as of now. You need to start hanging out in the places where you're gonna buy your villa. For instance, you look at on Zillow for some villas, and then afterwards, go there. Spend some time in the villas. Get the frequency, the consciousness, and the energy of that higher level. Remember, your reality, the reality that you want has a certain vibration that is linked to your identity, your expectations, what you're used to, your habits, right? So the thing that links your reality to your identity is a certain emotional vibration, a frequency. So, and you know that frequency, emotion, and energy and consciousness is contagious. So if you hang out with the vibration of your reality, then over time, you're going to reshift your identity, therefore quantum jumping into the corresponding reality. That's how you do the quantum physicalization. Same thing with a car. Go to the supercar dealership, even though you don't have the budget yet to buy the supercar. Spend time with the energy of the supercar. Spend time with the energy of the watch that you want. Spend time with the energy of the people, the type of people that you are going to network with inevitably in your godlike reality. And spend time with your successful self. Embody the version of yourself that is already worth 200 million, for instance. Okay? Godlike reality. So this, to finish off, the quantum physicalization is basically you aligning the physical plane. The quantum prosperity movie is you aligning the mental plane, saturating your mental plane, you're saturating your mind with positive and beauty. Physical, here, the quantum physicalization is saturating your physical world with beauty. And then last but not least, quantum vibration is saturating the spiritual plane, or it's aligning the spiritual plane and saturating your spirit and emotion. I'm gonna, which color? Quelle couleur pour terminer?
Blue.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Saturating your planes of existence. Remember, you're a multidimensional individual. You exist 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, right? So you're aligning the spiritual plane with the mental plane, with the physical plane, and this is how you're going to quantum jump into your godlike reality.